Guys, welcome. You're watching Facts with Filbee. This is episode 13, and today we're going big. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best-selling video games of all time, hitting just recently over 43 million copies sold across an array of platforms. This 2018 title is the winner of multiple Game of the Year awards, famous for its incredible story, passionate characters, fantastic score, immense open world, and its high replayability value. To this day, people are still experiencing this western tale for the first time, and within this video, the team at Filbee Gaming intend to help you out. We've compiled together a list so big that we've had to break it down into categories. On this channel, some tips and tricks of Red Dead Redemption 2 have been covered before, so instead of viewers searching through several videos, we've put them all together in one huge collection. So go quickly put the kettle on, grab a pen and paper, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Please be aware that although the footage is from early on in the game, there may be minor spoilers ahead. Remember to like and subscribe if we helped you out, and with that being said, here is the ultimate beginner's guide to Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, let's begin. As I said, we've broken this video down into several categories, 7 in total, and today we'll start off with the basics. Please note that I'll be explaining these tips while referring to an Xbox controller, but of course they're applicable across all platforms. Health and cores. Number 1. You can rest anywhere in the open world to restore all of your cores. Simply hold down the Y button on your controller. Number 2. Although tonics are a useful item, they will only fill the outer ring of your cores. You need provisions to replenish the core itself. Number 3. Out in the wilderness lives a wide variety of plant life. Arthur can spot these a little easier using his Deadeye ability. You can eat these plants raw to regain your cores, but be careful, some may be poisonous. Number 4. Hunting legendary animals grants you access to purchase trinkets from the local fence. These trinkets give you permanent boosts, including health experience and damage resilience. Number 5. Being in temperatures that are either too hot or too cold can put a drain on Arthur's cores. Be sure to wear the correct type of clothing. This is indicated by either a snowflake or a sun symbol. At number 6, you can hitch your horse on any open ground, which in turn will refill its cores. Simply hold down the Y button when on horseback. Speaking of being on horseback, let's move on to travelling. Number 7. If you're stuck out on the open road, you can hitch a ride to the nearest town. When you see a carriage, just shout out to the driver and request passage. Number 8. If your horse takes a damaging enough hit, it will need immediate medical attention. So make sure to carry at all times at least one syringe of horse reviver. But act fast, because if your steed dies, there is no retrieving it. Number 9 on today's list. Back at camp, you can upgrade Arthur's lodgings, giving you the ability to fast travel to other areas. Please note, this only allows travel to areas previously discovered. Use the local train station to travel to other towns, making them now accessible for fast travel. Number 10. After you have unlocked the fast travel from your home camp, you now have the option to use this when setting up camp out in the wilderness. Number 11. You can gain access to one of the best horses in the game from very early on and for absolutely free. Head northwest to Lake Isabella, where you can find and capture the White Arabian. Approach it slowly, keep it calm, and this magnificent animal is all yours. Number 12. Sometimes NPCs in the game may attempt to steal your horse, leaving you walking alone in the middle of nowhere. If this happens, quickly press up on the directional pad to whistle and your horse will buck the thief right off. Number 13. Bonding with your horse comes in 4 stages, enabling you more abilities as it progresses. This includes rearing, skid turning, drifting, and longer retrieval distance when calling. You can speed up the process by feeding, walking, brushing, and petting your horse. In at 14, when riding through the wilderness, it seems all too easy to either faceplant a tree or trip over the tiniest of rocks. A proven way to avoid this is to simply let go of the left thumbstick, allowing your horse to automatically navigate itself safely. And number 15. When travelling, tapping the A button in sync with your horse's gallop will help it to consume less stamina. Also, petting your horse while riding will give it a slight stamina boost. Number 16. You can use your horse to transport animal carcasses, but it has limited space. The trick here is to steal a secondary horse and ride that one, allowing you to bond with both, and in turn giving you the option to double your carrying capacity. While we're on the subject of animals, let's take a look at some tips on this. Hunting and fishing. Number 17. You have a pair of binoculars in your satchel. It's a good idea to use them to scope out wild game, revealing their quality rating from a distance. This is useful when there's a herd of deer, and you now know which one to specifically hunt down. 18 today. Different animals require different types of weaponry and ammunition to maintain the quality upon the kill. But a surefire way to retain the pelt in its current condition is to get up close and personal, lasso for the capture, and use your hunting knife for the finish. In at 19. Animal carcasses will begin to rot over time, so be sure to either cook the animal quickly, sell it to the local butcher, or turn it into the gang's camp for provisions. Number 20 today. As stated earlier, you can only store limited animals on your horse, but as far as skin pelts are concerned, go crazy, the storage capacity is unlimited. 21. If you are yet to obtain the fishing pole, you can use the bow and arrow given to you by Charles during the prologue to catch fish. A little hint, unless you're a crack shot, I would use the Deadeye ability to make aiming easier for yourself. 22. Another way to catch fish without the rod is to use your horse to simply trot over them. Your controller will vibrate when you have succeeded in getting one. This is probably best done in shallow waters. 23. There is a certain way to get the fishing pole early. NPCs will sometimes be seen fishing along the streams all over the map. You can simply just take the rod by force, causing them to drop the pole, giving you the opportunity to retrieve it. 24. The bluegill fish is one of the most common species in the game, but when selling to a butcher, it will only net you around 75 cents. My suggestion would be to instead mix it with any type of berry, thus crafting the potent predator bait. With this, you can now capture, kill, and skin a much more profitable animal. While we're on the subject of profit, let's talk money and supplies. In at 25. Exploring the many locations in the game can be most profitable. A lot of buildings such as homes or cabins often contain hidden stashes. These are found either in the walls or floorboards, but most commonly, loot can be found by searching the chimney. Tip 26. NPCs will often require the player's assistance. This can range from them being stuck out in the wilderness, bitten by a snake, or caught in a bear trap. Helping them out will often reward Arthur, sometimes with money, other times with tonics, and in some instances, we can be rewarded with a weapon of our choosing. Number 27. Smoke trails in the distance often indicate camps out in the wild, which are usually ripe for some decent pickings. Tonics, provisions, and sometimes rare weapon creation pamphlets can be found. But be careful, the campsites are often inhabited, and they won't take too kindly to strangers rummaging through their belongings. 28. A quick and entertaining way to make some money is to head to the local sheriff's office and collect the wanted poster that hangs on the wall. These are usually simple missions that pay fairly well, particularly near the start of the game when money is a little short. 29. Throughout the game, you will sometimes come across certain people who are a little down on their luck, often in the city of Saint-Denis. Now, if you give these poor souls a measly 25 cents, they will reward you with a health tonic, which depending on your honor rating would normally cost you around $4 or $5 in store. In at number 30 today, after the prologue, the gang find themselves set up on an area known locally as Horseshoe Overlook. Now just outside the camp, next to the Dakota River to the southwest, is an old abandoned town called Limpany. There is an old sheriff's office toward the end of the town, and inside there is a lockbox containing a gold bar and a special horse stimulant pamphlet. Sold at any fence, this bar will bring home an incredible $500. Now let's switch it over and talk about reputation and experience points. 31. Reputation plays a large part in Red Dead Redemption 2, affecting how people in the world will react to you. One of the easier ways to alter this is by interacting with the NPCs of the game. Greet them to increase a positive reputation or antagonize for the opposite. On a side note, if you wish to have a little fun with this, when speaking with an NPC, hit greet, greet once more, and then antagonize. Number 32. Back at camp, Arthur can perform a variety of chores. These can include chopping wood, carrying hay bales, and refilling the camp's water supply. This is a very good way of increasing Arthur's experience points, which in turn will lead to better health, stamina, and Deadeye ratings. 33. On his person, Arthur always carries a bandana that he can use to hide his identity when committing crimes. But remember to remove this when dealing with the NPCs of the world, as they will react in a hostile manner towards you. Also, local shopkeepers will just flat out refuse to serve you if you attempt to make a purchase while still wearing one. Number 34. Although the bandana is a useful tool to have, both citizens and lawmen may still remember some particular details of Arthur. Clothing, hair and beard style, even his body size are all factors here, so be sure to keep a fresh look. They may also remember what horse you rode into town on. 35 today. A quick way to increase your popularity and reputation, for better or worse, is to head to the city of Saint-Denis, as it is by far the most populated, and just interact with the NPCs there. 36. The honor rating system in the game not only affects the living world surrounding Arthur, but the dead one too. When looting corpses, or camps in general, a higher honor rating will allow us to find items such as tonics and jewellery more frequently, while a lower one would more often result in us finding things such as liquor or tobacco. You can check your current rating by simply pressing down on the directional pad. Now, whether Arthur is popular with the locals or feared by them all, he will always find himself, at times, right in the thick of things, so let's talk about combat and weapons. 37. With his weapon drawn, Arthur can activate a slow-motion quick-draw system at any time during the game, simply by gently pressing and holding the right trigger. This is similar to the dueling system. In at 38, to maintain a weapon's maximum capability, you can purchase and equip gun wraps to slow down deterioration, which can affect the weapon's power, reload time, and accuracy. Also, make sure to always carry gun oil on you and to check your weapon stats regularly. You can do this in the progress menu. 39. With the lasso equipped, Arthur can tackle and then hogtie any NPC in the game. All you need to do is press the B button when he is close enough to the person, leaving them vulnerable. But beware, eventually they will wriggle themselves loose. Number 40. There is a handy way to manipulate the Deadeye system of the game. When entering the mode and trying to gun down multiple foes at once, it is more efficient to pop in and out between each individual shot. Not only will this cause less drainage, but your weapon will be fully reloaded every time you reset it. 41. Create split point bullets while either resting at a camp or out in the wilderness for increased firepower. You don't need to keep spamming the craft button either, just simply hold it down. In at 42, don't worry about purchasing weaponry early on if you don't have the funds. You gain access to better weapons as you progress through both the main story and the side quests, notably the gunslinger and paying a social call missions. 43. If Arthur uses the same weapon frequently, he will become more and more familiar with it. In time, he will handle it better, become more accurate with it, and be able to reload it faster. You can check the progress of any weapon in the game's compendium. 44. When purchasing added firepower for your weapons, always choose the express bullets over the high velocity rounds. Not only are they a cheaper buy, but they are a more powerful shot too, causing your enemy more damage. In at 45. As we talked about earlier, a lot of NPCs out in the open world will ask for Arthur's assistance. But beware, sometimes it is an ambush in an attempt to rob you of your goods. This is a trap used frequently by the Nightfolk gang. Now let's move on to our final category, where we will take a look at some general gameplay tips. 46. Instead of going through several options in the pause menu just to access the in-game map and then reversing the process to make it back to the game itself, you can just simply hold the menu button for instant access to the map and then hold the B button for an immediate return. 47. When dismounting your horse, push the left analog stick in the direction you wish to exit. This is a small feature often missed. Number 48 today. If you set a waypoint on the map and begin to ride in that direction, you can hold down the back button on your controller to activate the cinematic view. But please bear in mind that this will not prevent you from being ambushed or attacked while out on the road. Coming in at 49, if you lose Arthur's infamous gambler's hat, you will always be able to retrieve it from your horse's satchel, so you don't need to worry about searching for it. Number 50. With the pistol equipped in your right hand, double tap the left bumper for the spinning reholster animation. This is a nice little nod back to the spaghetti westerns. 51. Any pocket watch you have either purchased or collected out in the field can be equipped. Number 52. Back at camp, in Arthur's wardrobe, you can do a little more than just change outfits. If you press X, you will activate the modify screen, allowing you to change how his clothes are worn. This includes his shirt sleeves, shirt collar, and pant legs. 53. Any special clothing items that you may find out in the world will flash white. This indicates that when picked up, they will be permanently stored in your inventory. Coming in at 54. When playing in a third-person perspective, through the options menu, you can toggle whether you would like the sprint option to either be a single press or a button mash. This could save a lot of sore thumbs. 55. When accessing the map, you will notice different coloured mission markers. You need to pay attention to this. Yellow markers indicate main mission quests and will be permanently there until completion, while white markers can indicate that it may be a side quest or optional mission, and sometimes they may be time specific. Be sure to complete these before it's too late. Tip 56. During some missions in the game, you will come across several NPCs from the continent of Europe who have a difficult time communicating with Arthur because of the language barrier and will mostly speak in their native language. To get a full understanding of what they are saying, you can turn on the subtitles in the options menu, and here it will translate into your preferred language. And the final one today, guys, tip 57, the Red Dead Redemption 2 app. You can download this app on your mobile or tablet device for absolutely free and use it for multiple purposes. You can check your in-game progress, weapon stats, access the game's shopping catalogue, or even read through Arthur's journal so far. But my favourite feature to use this for is the in-game map. You can access this as a live feature, turn your in-game one off the screen, and now enjoy a more authentic look and feel. So guys, thank you for watching. That was the ultimate beginner's guide to Red Dead Redemption 2. There were over 50 tips here, so I'm hoping at least a few helped you out. As always, if you have any tips you think I may have missed, please jot them down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video and wish to see more like it, hit like and subscribe. Also, if you'd like to get in touch, the best way to find me is on Instagram, which you'll see on your screen right now. Or head down to the video description where you'll find links to all my social media profiles. Before we finish, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who gave me tips along the way and helped make this video. And thank you to those who are watching this and stuck around to the end. This has been another episode of Facts with Filbee from Filbee Gaming, and I hope to see you in the next one.